You are watching
We have
Xirtus.
so much bandwidth and so much brain power that we're able to create AI that could just manage our resources for us
Hmm.
optimally.
Which
Well,
isn't
that's
necessarily a bad thing. Here, I think that like colonist mindset is the reason why there's this dystopian view towards aliens or advanced technology that the colonist thinks that advancement comes with like the mind like a conquering mindset, like you have to be a conqueror to be advanced, which I think is sort of like a false narrative to buy into. And I say that because it's like, you know, in you'll see in like pop culture stuff, it's like, oh, the aliens are bad, they're coming here to try to take our shit, or it's like AI is gonna
they want our
rule the
sex
world.
organs.
Yeah, you know, AI has a greed incentive for some reason, and it's like projecting, bro. Come on. Is someone projecting like what they would do with that power? You know, and it's like, come on, it's like I was thinking about the movie Apocalypto and how that's sort of like the moments before an alien invasion, like what a culture is like, and how their entire way of life is turned upside down when they meet new people who just have different technology, but also want to take all their shit.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, greed is basically rooted. In fact, I forgot who said this, but like all of our negative polarity is essentially rooted in fear, which is tied to scarcity. Scarcity being like, fear of dying, fear. That's always what it boils down to, like fear of death, fear of your life ending from not having enough, maybe not having enough security, not having enough shelter, fortifications, food, money, power, time, whatever the case may be. Yeah, it is about scarcity. And when I was chatting with the chat before about scarcity and like how to like kind of get over, I mean, I there's no way I know how to just make people collectively, just get over scarcity, feelings of scarcity. But I can only speak for myself as an individual. And I was saying like how when you don't have a meta narrative, and I'm not saying like people should become religious, I'm not saying people should become spiritual, I'm not even saying like, they should strictly change their whole worldview. But if you don't believe in a soul, for example, and you don't believe in something that lives eternally after your body dies, then you're going to live your life in a constant state of scarcity. There is no abundance for you. Even if you say got $1 million, if you don't believe in God with your $1 million, a million is not going to be enough. And like,
Or a billion.
or a billion or a trillion, exactly. It never fucking ends because no matter what, like you're still losing time. And that's like one thing you can't stop losing. Like as a human being, whether you're spiritual, religious or not, or an atheist, like you're always, always, always running out of time. So the question is like, what's really important is how you deal with that, how you deal with that looming scarcity. Like, I mean, with God, it's like it's just an illusion, right? Like with the source, with the one, with the Godhead, it's just no time is just an illusion. There is really no time in higher dimensions as we know it.
Yeah, I was talking about that with a coworker today earlier as well about the relativity of time and how time and matter interact with each other. And it's funny how there's I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems to be that like the richest people are seeking the fountain of youth, whether that be downloading their consciousness into a computer or biohacking.
They're
Um,
godless. They're godless as fuck, man.
well, yeah, no, yeah, that's a possibility, and it's
Nah, nah. I'm not hating though. To be honest, like there is a peak manifestation of both ends. Like a spiritual, soulful person can develop to a certain peak, and a complete atheist materialist can probably develop to a peak. I don't know if either is good or bad. I'm not. I mean, I might probably have biases, but I'm not gonna like say it's the absolute. But I will say it's like Jedi and Sith, right? It's
Mhm,
like the Ubermensch versus the Knight of Faith. We
mhm,
talked about this before, but that's essentially
yeah,
what that is. Like, yeah, both the Ubermensch and the Knight of Faith. The reason why they're so exceptional is because they both defeated scarcity in their own way. The Ubermensch
mhm,
defeats scarcity by basically granting himself immortality with technology and science or something. Whereas the Knight of Faith grants himself immortality by becoming one with God, giving himself over to God, dissolving himself and realizing his divine nature within him and doing the duty as, basically a manifestation of the Godhead. So it's like, those two basically. What were you saying?
That's kind of what I was going to get into, and whether or not we did that from a technological or a spiritual way, but finding a way to um, messing with the matter time thing, basically creating a time dilation that would essentially make you immortal. Um, and I'm not sure how one would accomplish achieving such density. Um, but it's if I guess technically, if you expanded your consciousness to em- envelop, a certain mass or whatever, and it could be like a collective thing. It could be something that takes many scores of people working together to focus on something to achieve that, or even like at a planetary level. Maybe that's the goal of like life on the planet, is like sort of like is singularity in an organic sense.
Yeah. Also, there's another big hitch in besides greed. It's also like vengeance, or the need for like righteous vengeance. Like um
Revenge
basically,
of the nerds.
or the antithesis of like forgiveness, and how like that's really tied into scarcity, the
Hmm.
dynamic. Because if you're abundant, whether that means you're a billionaire, or you're the strongest man in the world, the smartest person in the world, or the most beautiful person in the world, the most famous person in the world, if you have some level of abundance, or if you get right with God, if you live right by God, then what do you have to worry about? Like you're not lacking anything. So it's like stuff like that. Like if you are of abundance in your life in some whatever way it comes out, forgiveness becomes a lot easier.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
because harboring resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the person that you're resenting to die.
well,
Um,
well, I mean, but then I also describe how like it's not that simple. I mean, because like I say, when it comes to forgiveness, not just forgive in the context of forgiveness, I'd say I'm quite lucky because I'm neither married nor with kids. So it's like I could basically forgive anything. Now, if I had kids, or if I had, like, how could I forgive someone who would harm my children, or how could I forgive someone who kills my wife in a drunk driving accident or something? Like, it becomes impossible, So I don't know. Like, how would you reconcile that as a family man? If it was, is that level of forgiveness something you're not even interested in? Like, I don't even care to forgive if I just don't want to.
I would have to weigh what I would stand to lose if I didn't forgive that person.